Hello and welcome to the Lego London Leicester Square store, and it is absolutely massive. So this is the first time I've ever been to this shop, but this is the second upload on the channel of this store. Now it is enormous. You can see the queue line on the outside. Yes, that actual queue line was full when I walked past there later on in the afternoon, and there is a huge amount of people within here. So as you first walk in, you can see there's a huge amount of models and this big tree. Now within this tree, which I think a lot of people miss, is that you have 4 different little hidey holes that you can look in and see all the different bits and pieces that are within the tree. So a lot of people just said to have a quick look at the tree, take a photo, and from what I was seeing, a load of people then were just queuing up to get the photograph taken with the James Bond Aston Martin car that's just behind. But there was a lot of hidden detail within this, and I think these look really, really smart because this is slightly different to the one that they've got in Windsor. I thought it was going to be almost exactly the same, but I think the internal pieces on this are slightly different, and on the one at Legoland Windsor, they also have the builds on the ground level. Now, there is a huge amount of bits and pieces for the Ninjago, so there's a beautiful selection upstairs, because we're still downstairs currently. So you've got all of these nice sets. You can see you've got these really nice Disney sets. I think the Disney villain set looks absolutely fantastic as well, and the minifigures that things comes with, I think it does look really, really good. I didn't actually realise that the minifigures fit inside the build and they can hide. So this is all in anticipation for their sort of 100th year, obviously. So there's lots and lots of sets now available on the Lego store for all of those. Now, with regards to Ninjago, again, like I said, you've got it in 2 big pockets of the store. You've got this huge section downstairs where you've got all the teddy bears, you've got all the swords, and you've got all of the other different sets. And as we go around on that wall, and then when we go upstairs, there is a huge, like, Ninjago room where they've got all the different bits and pieces in. Now, this is all choppy. This isn't how the store would flow. It was just so busy. I just keep walking around the store, filmed what I could, and then just put it together for you. Because as you will see, as we pan around from time to time, there are hundreds and hundreds of people within this Lego store, and there was no queue to get in. So how busy this store must have been later on in the afternoon when the queue went all the way through the yellow bits on the outside. I dread to think. But have you picked up the oversized minifigure? I really do like that set. We've also there got the half football pitch as well, which is something that I wouldn't know what to do with. Now, we are still downstairs. There are some tills just down at the bottom where they do seem to have a lot of London-based sets. So I do believe, if I remember rightly, when we pan around, this is where you pick up your minifigure from, and also your keyring of the London minifigure, which is these just here. So these are price marked, I think, half fairly. I think that's £5.99, and the £9.99 is the keyring, I think, or it could be the other way around. But there's luggage tags and all sorts of different bits and pieces there, because as I pan around, as it comes through, you've got a big selection of everything on there. So there's all the same style thing. So you can see you got the I Love London luggage bag tag as well. Now, we are still downstairs having a look at the back of the Ninjago set, which is, again, a big, beautiful thing. And they had the big Pac-Man on display, which I thought looked very, very impressive. This is, I think, one of my first times seeing this properly in like a big display case as well. Now, behind it, we still got to have a look at the Big Ben, and there's some big minifigures that are in there. And then just before you go up the stairs as well, there's some like really fancy TV screens with all sorts of bits and pieces going on. And then all of a sudden we'll go up to the next level, which you can see just at the top just there, and there is a lot to soak in and take in. But I thought, with regards to just the amount of places you can get your photo taken, I thought it was beautiful. So this is potentially going to be a new Harry Potter Lego set in maybe sooner rather than later, and hopefully it will go perfectly well with the Diagon Alley set, so like the big UCS set that they released. But we will see if that is ever going to be the case. But they do have a lot of these figures sort of dotted around all over the place, and you can easily crouch down and get your photo taken with them. I think when I walk over to the other side, just by the staircase, there are a few more to have a look at as well. So it's very much a case of you just got to take your time. You can spend a huge amount of time within this store, just looking around absolutely everything. Now, what I do like about all of the Lego hotels and all those other little bits and pieces like that, is that the elevators and the lifts all have different artwork on. So you can see how that didn't look like it was actual lift that could take you up to the next level, and it had the same theming up at the top. Now, we are up at the top, so I've just walked up the staircase. You've got the big TV screen just to the side. That is obviously the lift where you could come back out again. I think that looks really, really nice. And then we come round, and then we've got all of these monstrous builds. So as we come round and down, you can see the top of the Big Ben, and then as we pan through, you can actually see that there's a Harry Potter thing. That is all brick built, because when I first looked at it, I wasn't too sure if that's actually supposed to be cardboard, but that is actually a Lego brick. Now, we will come back to all of this in a second, because there was somebody stood beside me taking loads of photos, so I come back to that after having a quick look at some of the friend sets, I do believe. So like I said, this is going to be very, very choppy, just because there's so much going on. So we managed to then go straight back, and I just carried on You can see the top of the tree and just how much detail there is. Lots of little hidden bits and pieces within that as well, so you can really take your time and soak all of that in. Then you've got Spider-Man swinging away, and then you've got the bridge just at the back, so that looked very smart again, with regards to it obviously all being a London base. So if your Lego store like this, say for example in New York or somewhere further afield like that, if your main shop or store is similar scale to this, so like your flagship store, let us know what it is like in the comments below. I have seen, I think it's the Florida store, I think, and that had all of the Disney characters out the front with Buzz and everything like that, and that looked absolutely incredible. But I've only seen that on the videos, I've not actually seen that in person. But I think that might be down in the Disney section somewhere. So if anybody's been to that store and it's sort of the same size as this, because I think it does have an absolutely huge pab wall as well, which we will be taking a look at this one, then let us know in the comments below. Now, all of this, all the way down the side, I think we've got loads and loads of Lego City sets to have a look at. Then I think in this store, I think we will also have a half decent look at the new Bat box as well, because in the last video that I did at a different store, it was really dark to see, but the lighting here seemed to be a little bit brighter, so it was a little bit easier to see. Now, as we come all the way through and down to the bottom, then it goes around a corner. Round that corner is where you have all of your PAB and BAM stuff. So there's huge sections to just build, and then you've got this sort of walk-in Ninjago attraction, which I would be interested to know if that's then changed again to Disney or something else like that, and if they keep changing it every time a massive set comes out. It'd be a lot of work because they've changed all the fascias on the building and they put some huge models again out the front, which we will be getting to probably in the next couple of minutes. But as we're sticking with all of the Lego City sets, I do like how many sets are built up in this store. So this reminds me very, very much of the Lego store that they got at the airport in Billund, just because you've got loads of sets and then you've got loads and loads of key sets built just so you can see them for scale, size, and they are dotted all over the place. They've sort of put them in places that you wouldn't even think. So like directly behind me, for example, when we start to come back round and down, you've got loads of builds just here, all in the middle, so then you can walk around them and see everything. So the reflection on this is still a little bit tricky, but I think it picks it up a little bit better, so you can see all of the different characters that are in there. And this is a bit of a better look at the box. So they have a lot of these in store. Now, this is almost the same price mark as the new Disney Castle and also the new Ninjago set as well. So you got to kind of figure out which is the one that you want, because you can't get all three of them because they are very, very expensive. But they've got the Guardians of the Galaxy ship on display. I think that's a beautiful looking thing. The teal and the pink on that really work hand in hand. And again, more of the Batman, DC, Marvel stuff dotted around in different places of the store. And then they've grouped all of the Lego Technic bits together. So we're still going down the length of the first room. We haven't yet gone around the corner, because like I said, when we go around the corner, we've got all the bricks, the pab, and all those bits and pieces. And then there's a massive London bus behind me with the top, I think this time said Ninjago City on the front. And you had a bench and you had a big photo opportunity for all those little bits and pieces. So again, that looked very, very smart. Full selection for all the speed champions. And then as we pan around, I think they've got all the ideas sets together. So as we come up and down, they've got the tree house, which I was quite surprised at. I haven't seen that in a store in a long, long time. But you can see all of the idea sets together, and I like it when they do that, because it's just easy to grab, and then you put them into all of the modulars. They're all nice and close together. But you've got the big Home Alone house, and then we come up, you've got the new little space set, you've got the Rolling Stones, you've got the guitar. That is one that I haven't really paid any attention to whatsoever, which is the big NASA stuff. The one underneath that, I've seen that quite a few times. A medieval blacksmith, I've slept on. I've not picked that up yet. And then you've got the nice little sort of 1980s tribute spaceship. And then you've got these other idea sets. So all of these are ideas mixed in with a couple of brick heads. And you've got the Rivendell down at the bottom. Then you've got the loop coaster at the top, which is something I really do want to get my hands on. Then you've got the police station. And then we're still carrying on because I'm moving into the next display. A bit of a better look at the police station through the magnifying glass. And then this is the newer Harry Potter train set that's on display, which I think looks really, really nice with the new train station. And they've got all of the different style brickheads. And apparently, just that gift just there, they were giving that away for free the weekend before last, I do believe, if you came in with a sock, and it was for the first 100 people, and then you got given a complete free set. So you can give that a Google yourself, but that is something that you got given for free, and obviously on the Lego website, that is a good amount of money as well. So that's a nice little sort of pop-up offer that they did. Now you've got the NES, and then you've got all of the other Super Mario bits and pieces. Now these sets caught my eye, because as we come down in a second, I really like the look of this, because I thought this would work quite nicely in my Ninjago area display, especially within the theme park and having a different type of parade, because we've got all the Disney characters and everything in there. So like I said, I only buy sets that will work within a theme park area. So that's how I try and do it. That way it stops me trying to buy absolutely everything. So there's certain things like the globe, for example, which I do like the look of, but I'd never pick up. Right, now this is the thing that I'm talking about. This is their like Ninjago pop-up section where they've got all this amazing theming. You've got all the lights, you've got these huge models. Yes, the shop just carries on going all the way down. So it's a big, big L shape at the top, but you've got these two new big characters that they've all made up. And as you can see, the brick count and everything on that is 24,274 bricks, and it weighs 41 kilos in weight. So these things are absolutely massive, and there's obviously a pair of them, because as we pan over the top, so you can see there, look, it says Lego Ninjago. This is the other newer character that is also from the new Lego Ninjago set as well. Now, I know a lot of the people that have picked this up have really enjoyed the build, and I think the set looks absolutely stunning. But that's 20,842, and again, that was 5 hours less. I think that only took them 95 hours on that, and it weighed the same. And then we come into the section, so it's got its own separate till here, and then you can just pick up all of these sets, and they've got this really fancy display case with all of the big Ninjago sets available just to pick out and just grab. So you can almost come up straight up to the top. You don't have to join like the main queue, because we'll have a look at all of those tills around the side after, and you can sort of just get your Ninjago bits and pieces from here, and then just run down the stairs and leave if you were sort of in a rush. But that is the set in question, and this is the display case that I've been talking about. So as we come down in a second, I think this looks absolutely fantastic. It looks very nice. They have got some Easter eggs in there as well, because you've got the Ninjago City up at the top. I do believe you might have one or two others as well, which are either to come, or there's some of the older sets, but it obviously mimics the bits and pieces that are on that box artwork as well. But like they do with some of the theme park sets, they always tend to put in some of the older sets, and then maybe a little bit of an Easter egg to what is coming next. So if you still have that box to hand, have a look and see if there's anything new that you have spotted that you didn't spot the first time. And again, coming through, I think that set I want to try and pick up as well, because that is in a big sale outside of the Lego stores and the Lego website currently. And I think that's a good scale as well. I didn't realise how big that thing was. Right, so we've gone from the one pocket into the next sort of big display area. We've got all of these Harry Potter bits and pieces. This was very popular again for photos. It was this huge back wall basically, where you had loads and loads of different types of models, which we will pan all the way through and down. There's a good couple more to my right hand side where you're just crouching down and everybody's getting their photo taken, because the backdrop was perfect. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, this is where you'd want to come up and get your photo taken, and even though you do have a lot of them downstairs. Now the pab section, you've got a good amount of bricks on this side. It is double this size, because we will have a look at it on the other side in a second. So I just pan across the top so you can actually see what the personalization studio is, because when they have that, it means you can create your own custom minifigure on the little computer screens. Then I managed to get the rest of the Harry Potter bits and pieces that I couldn't film before. Now this is a cool little thing, because I actually do have this as a set from Diagonal Alley, and I have actually been here at Florida as well. You can walk through, so it's just really nice to see all that kind of thing. And then we'll pan straight back to the actual other side of the bricks. Like I said, there was a lot of walking for this video, and these are all of the other pieces that we didn't see last time. So there is a good selection of bricks if you need to pick anything up. And now we're moving on to the Monkey Kid stuff. So they do not have this in every single store. So if you do have the Monkey Kid at your local store, let us know in the comments below what you think and what you like. This is on my list. I really like that set, and there's one or two other sets as well, like this one right at the bottom. So I was thinking maybe of bringing those two sets home with me. As it turned out, I went to 3 Lego stores in the day and didn't pick up a single thing apart from 6 Ninjago minifigures, which you could have built up and obviously get all your bits and pieces from the BAM section. And now I thought it was quite smart, because I've just gone to the Lego store in Bristol. They actually had all of them in packs ready built, because they were doing a completely different giveaway for the Disney Castle instead. So you could still pick them up and not have to worry about putting the minifigures together. So I thought that was a really nice touch. But guys, I am slowly starting to run out of time. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Comments below if you've been to the store. Let us know what's on your list of things to get between now and the future before it gets discontinued. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Ta-da.